Get a drink here. So refreshing. So refreshing. So I read this thing the other day, and it was about how like some prisoners like prefer being in prison to like being on the outside world. I'm like, the first thing, just get ready, like, it's a little bit of an adult joke, so you won't leave now, I'm giving you a warning. Okay, first thing I thought when I read this was like rape, like you hear people get raped in prison a lot. And I was like, well, sure, it'd be hard to give that up, but like, you knew one day you'd have to go back to the normal world. You're right to laugh, because that was a great joke. I am right, thanks. Ever said that? I'll make you a t-shirt. Thanks for supporting me. So, like, speaking of prison and, like, meth, I really like going to Arby's. Like, not because the food is good, because don't get me wrong, like, it's terrible. Like, I hate it. So I'm like, why is a dog scrotum being roasted and served to me with cheddar on a sandwich? Like, that's not something I enjoy. It's mainly the variety at Arby's. Like, you go there and it takes me like 20 minutes to decide. I'm like sitting in line and I'm like, oh, what do I want? Like, people are behind me because so many people go to Arby's because it's so good. And I'm like, oh, what should I get? Like, roast beef or a different type of roast beef served with a different cheese? Like, it's just options on options. And if you couldn't tell, this joke is a thinly veiled way for me to say, Arby's, get your stuff together, because I'm not eating there until that happens. And like, why does anyone go to Arby's? Like, curly fries. Like, that's the only place that sells curly fries. So I feel like it's redundant for them to even ask me if I want like a potato cake or a curly fry. Like, what's a potato cake? Like a little cupcake, like frosting is a dessert? I don't know. Like, come on. I'm not gonna order something. Like, come on, Arby's. It's my fault though. Like, I expected people at Arby's to think rationally, and obviously, like, they're dumb and dropped out of high school, and that's why they work at Arby's. That's me. And I'd apologize to, like, anyone who works at Arby's in the audience, but, like, you work at Arby's, so, like, my apology is not gonna do anything for your life. Seriously, do anything else. Like self-crack in a school zone. Like, contribute to society a little more, please. God, Arby's. Back to the fighting thing anyway, like, I'm scared to get in a fight. Because I like saw this video on the internet, and this guy like got kicked in the head, and like he hit his head on a fire hydrant. It was like, oh! And, like, it'd be really scary if it weren't like so hilarious. Like, that guy probably has permanent brain damage. And like, that's not what I'm scared about. Like, brain damage, I'd find, it doesn't matter if I get brain damage. Like, I'd find Dane Cook jokes really funny, and like, I could work at Arby's, so I'm set. Like, it's like people laughing at me. Like, I'd be in the hall, and I'd be like, oh, that's the kid who got ganged up on by 3 guys, and they snuck up on him and hit him in the face with a baseball bat, what a loser. Now he can only eat liquids. God, I freaking hate that kid, he's such an asshole. Do you guys think that, like, prostitutes try to, like, take the edge off their job ever? Like, just sitting there like, hey, at least we're outside. Like, D-Train's gonna stab me in the face if I don't make him $1,500 tonight. But hey, I gotta meet new people and see fun and interesting parts of the city. The city of Detroit, because that's where all prostitutes come from. That's where all prostitutes come from, is Detroit. So I read the other day, I read a lot. You couldn't tell by my jokes. Pretty well read. I read about this lady, and she's working in a morgue, and like trying to think of like a kind of gentle way to say this. She did a dead dude, like, and like I guess rigor mortis had set in because like she got pregnant, like, but like what is wrong with you that you have to be like, there's so many other avenues to like deal with that urge. Like, I'm pretty sure that's why prostitutes were invented. Like, hey, we need to deal with all these people and all these dead people. Like, it's an issue. Like, don't get me wrong, I like it as much as the other guy. But, like, kids are watching, like, it's kind of unsightly here. Like, let's pay people to do that to them. Like, there you go, problem solved. And you thought you were gonna come see jokes? You got a history lesson, so you're all very welcome for that. It's free, by the way, like, I'm not getting paid, so. Teaching you stuff. But, like, yeah, what does she have to, like, what has to be going through her mind to, like, see, like, a newly dead corpse, like, smells, like, dies, like, 5 minutes, like 5 hours before, not 5 minutes, that'd be, like, even creepier, but, to, like, see that and be like, damn, I want to break me off a piece of that ass, like, that's good. I like that dead guy smell, like, that's weird, that is weird. What? Change the comedy, but the people want to hear this joke. Well, just let me finish the joke. I'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be funny. It'll be worth it. I'll tone it down a little. Anyway.
Yeah, there are children here.
Please excuse that interruption. Anyway, where was I? Okay, yeah, she got pregnant. Gonna have to expedite this joke a little bit now. She got pregnant. Okay, that was my first thing. Second thing, that kid's gonna be a serial killer. Like, nothing can prevent that kid from being a serial killer ever. Like, how are you gonna explain that? Like, you know, you're in like kindergarten and like the teacher asks you, like, oh, what does your daddy do? Like, he's dead. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, what does your mom do? Like, she does dead people. Like, that's what she does. And that's the last day appropriate joke, because I see my teacher kind of like doing that. Okay. Like, there's no way you could like remove him from society and drop him to some like village in Africa, and like no one knows anything about like how they were born or anything, and like they're gonna like turn 16 and be like, you know what would be a really good idea? If I went and killed single people and cut their faces off and made a collage out of it, and like cut their fingers off and made a necklace for my mom and gave it to her for Mother's Day. Like, that seems like a reasonable thing I should do. That sounds like a really good idea. Like, that's what's gonna happen to them. Doesn't matter who her parents are, like, it could be like Gandhi and Mother Teresa, and one of them had just died. Have to be Gandhi, obviously, and like that kid, under normal conditions, is gonna save the world. Under these conditions, like, he's gonna make a collage out of people's faces, like Jimmy Carter or something. Like, he's a patriot, but also kills people, so that's an issue. Well, it seems like I had to cut down on the inappropriate jokes. So I guess that's the last one I'll be telling tonight. Alright. I don't know what to do with this.